recording the meeting.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yes. So we will begin the interview. I'm Anuran. This is Abhiraj, and this is Nisha.
Hello, everyone. Prasenjit
And
here. You guys are all from Assam.
Yeah,
Yes.
we are all from Assam. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I don't live far from you guys because actually I'm from Kolkata, but for my service I live in Siliguri.
Oh, you live in
Acha.
Siliguri. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shall we begin the interview?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So welcome to Offpitch Talk. We have Mr. Prasenjit. We'll have introduction of him in a short time. So let's begin our podcast and welcome Prasenjit Sarkar. And can you please give a brief introduction of yourself and what do you do? How do you do? So yeah, we'll start with that only.
Yeah. Hello everyone. I'm Prasenjit from Kolkata, and I'm an ardent supporter of Mohun Bagan Athletic Club, which is now competing. Our football entity is right now competing in the Indian Super League, the top tier football league of Indian football. So I'm basically representing Mariners Base Camp today. Mariners Base Camp, let me introduce. It's the Ultras movement. It's not a conventional fan club. It's the Ultras movement of Mohun Bagan Football Club. What we do, we not only support our football team, we also support our club is a multi-sport club. It also we also have a cricket team, also one hockey team, tennis team, and athletic section also.
That's great.
So we support all the So we support all the entities. That's what the Ultras do for their club. So Mariners Base Camp being a movement, it came into existence back in 2015. Ultras culture was still a new thing back then because nobody knew about the Ultras culture in India. In Indian football circuit, nobody knew what Ultras are and who these people are. But we came into existence alongside one or two other Ultras group from our rival clubs. So we started this movement at least around June or July of 2015. Back then, the term Mariners Base Camp, it was not coined back then.
I was about to ask why Mariners Base Club. I want to know the history behind the name Mariners.
Yeah, it's not a conventional name that the Ultras go with. You'll find different Ultras movements or Ultras group. They are operating all over the world. They have usually have those the term Ultras attached to them. But we are somewhat different to that because in Kolkata football, two giants, Mohun Bagan and East Bengal are there. Mohammedan Sporting had been the third giant, but since last 10 or 15 odd years, they have actually degraded in their performance. There were some issues in the clubs also. But the other two Kolkata giants, they have multiple number of fan clubs, operating all over the state. So what we wanted to, when we wanted to bring this movement, this culture, this certain thing called Ultras culture into the stands in Kolkata, in the gallery, we first thing we thought about is that what we have to do, we have to portray ourselves in a way that we are different from the conventional fan club. We are not a conventional fan club. We are a movement, and people had no idea about what our culture is. I already told you. So in order to make them understand, what we first had to do is that in order to bring people from different fan clubs or people who are not a part of any fan club together under one umbrella, to be a part of this movement. So we actually went for this name. I was telling you that we started this movement with 10 to 12 boys and girls back in 2015, the June of mid of 2015. Back then, the term Mariners Base Camp was not coined. That the name came into existence in around November or December of 2015. We had a meeting and we decided that one of those 10 or 12 boys and girls, he suggested that there should be a name which can actually unify supporters from all the fan clubs together and distinguish us in a proper way that we are something different. So what we did actually, we went with that name Mariners Base Camp, and since then, yeah, it has been rough in the first 2 years. It has been very hard to make people understand what we are, what we actually believe in, and what we are trying to promote. But after that, it actually took off, and since then, it has been a great journey.
Yeah, and you said it's not just a fan club. You said it's a movement. Why do you
Movement.
why do you represent it as a movement? Can you tell us about that? And I'm actually saying that like this ultras movement got me really interested. I am one of the many who got wanted to know about how the ultras work. I'm fascinated by European football. They have the gigantic ultra teams. So when I learned about that, we also have one of our own. I got very excited to know about it. So why did you call it a movement? I want to know about that.
Because if you go back to 1930s, before the Second World War,
Yes.
back then the term ultras came into existence. It actually originated from Italy. Okay, so in Italian football, it originated from Italy. In Italian football, there were a few group of supporters who actually were branded as typical hooligan supporters by some, obviously in the administration. But what they actually wanted to do to change the way of supporting your team, so not the conventional way. What we can do, you can just go to the stadium and sit back and relax and watch, enjoy the game, and occasionally, say a few things.
Sure,
And if things are not going in your way, you can abuse your hard abuses to your own players or to the other team. But these set of boys and girls, they wanted to change that way. They wanted the way of supporting to be something different. It should be all about your team. That passion that you feel inside you, that should be expressed inside the stadium. So in order to do that, since then it has been a long journey. It started from Europe, in Italy, and then actually it took over the entire continent, and moved all the way to Latin America, and after that, obviously it came to Asia. If you go to Malaysia, you'll find lots of ultras group. They are operating over there. If you go to Africa, even in Morocco, we have big group like the Raja Casablanca Green Boys Ultras, Wydad. We have many other groups operating over there. So we actually wanted.
Hello.
Yeah.
There was a small interruption. Actually, a call came in. Yeah.
It's clear now.
So what we wanted to do, we wanted to bring that same culture, same passion, same exuberance, same way of supporting to our continent. I'm getting so many calls. Sorry guys.
It's okay.
My network is getting constantly interrupted because of that. Yeah. So we wanted to bring that same thing into our stance in our country. And when we introduced this thing to our supporters, they were not, in the first few months, or even I can say that in first 1.5 years, people were not that much, interested in. Of course, they knew something new is going on over here. This group of boys, they're singing, they're chanting, they're constantly beating drums, occasionally burning smoke bombs, and when the team is winning, they're actually burning. They're doing those pyro shows with those players and things. But things used to be quite different before this culture came into existence in Kolkata football. As far as Kolkata football is concerned, the supporters, the way they reacted when their team is playing was only limited to abusing. Either you are abusing to your opponent player, or if your team is not doing well, you are abusing your
own team players. Yeah.
When we started, we had to face difficult questions like when our team is losing, we are still chanting. We are trying to inspire our guys, asking them to score a goal, with those chants, with those, slogans and all. But our own supporters, they used to ask us, are you guys belong to our rival camp? Our team is losing and you guys are singing, you guys are chanting. But we had to make them understand. But they obviously, sometimes things got ugly, even in our own stand. But we never actually got discouraged. We kept on doing our things. And gradually, people actually understood what we are trying to do here. And now, what started with 10 to 12 boys and girls, it has now become, a big phenomenon over here. Now we have, on match days, we have 1,000 to 1,200 boys in one single carver stand behind the goalpost who are actually standing together. They're not sitting, they're standing and watching the entire 90 minutes of match, standing, continuously chatting with shoulder to shoulder with their scarves. Occasionally, they are actually hoisting the scarves over their heads, beating the drums, continuously singing and chanting. So these are the things that have changed since then. And now we have got mass support, which wasn't the case back in 2015 when we started our journey.
That is so wonderful.
Yeah, actually, really fascinating.
Hi, Prasenjit sir. I wanted to ask you if you remember your first match as Ultra, when you went to stadium, you guys shouted your voice out, you guys shouted your hearts out, if I may say. How did your home team react and how did the oppositions react? Were they shocked? Were they saying, what is happening?
Let me tell you, let me tell you about that. Before going to that part, I would like to say that my first derby was around 10 or 11 years ago. Okay. Back then, this culture wasn't there. And even I was part of that crowd who used to abuse either opponent or own players.
Own team.
So when this culture came into existence, I still remember back in 2015 we had a match of AFC. Okay, and on our rival side, before that AFC Cup match, we had one Kolkata done, and we actually got to know that something like this, a new culture, a new group has formed in our rival camp, and they are going to do something big. And
something like Ultra.
They're opening a huge jersey. Yeah, they were actually Ultra group. Okay, so they started their journey officially back then. And what we try to do in order to give them a befitting reply, in the same match, we only 7 or 8 boys and girls were involved. We actually came to the stadium with a 800 square feet tifo, what we call a huge banner that is being unfurled, which is actually unfurled over the heads of the crowd. Okay, from a certain section of the stand, especially behind the goal post.
Is it the same tifo that is in your website in the about section? That big tifo are you talking about? This is the first.
Till date we have done. Till date we have done many tifos, but the first tifo was something else. It was a huge Mohun Bagan Athletic Club logo. Above it was written "Leave Green." Under was written "Bleed Maroon." Okay, yes. Leave Green and Bleed Maroon. That was the tifo, and it was featured because that derby was right before the AFC Cup match we were about to play, and that match during that match one photo was taken, and that picture was shown in the AFC website, still over there, AFC website. So after that match, one boy, we must. I can't take name of him because okay. In our culture, in our movement, what we believe, a certain principle is there. We believe in something called no face, no name. I should be hiding my face right now because I'm also part of that culture. But right now I'm giving an interview, so I'm not doing that. So he came to us, and he actually introduced us to this certain thing, and he told us about all these European ultras group, what they're doing, like what's going on in the yellow wall of Borussia Dortmund. Okay, and what is Carva SUD. So he actually introduced us to this thing, and we took it very seriously because we were, having some similar thoughts when we actually unfold that tifo Leave Green in Maroon. So after that, we found a new group, And as I told you already, that in the beginning, the name Mariners Base Camp wasn't there. We actually started with a small WhatsApp group. Initially, the name of the group was Smoke Bomb, because Smoke Bomb is a part and parcel of our movement. Smoke Bomb, pyros, these are part and parcel of our movement. So it started with that WhatsApp group, and people got assembled, and then we started thinking, how can we introduce ourselves? We started making small banners, flex banners, printed banners, and then we actually drew many flags. One of the flags is still behind me. It's a very old one. It's almost. It was actually made in 2016. Because Mariners Base Camp came into existence back in, I have already told you that name came into existence back in November 2015, and 2016 was a dream run for us, because in 2016 you guys must have remembered that the Under-17 World Cup was being played over here, and the Solid Stadium, yes, the Solid Stadium was taken over by AFF, and we were not allowed to play in that. So we actually migrated to the Ravindra Sarovar Stadium. In another part of Kolkata, in southern part of Kolkata, and in that stadium, Mariners Base Camp actually had a dream run from the beginning of the season, and we unfurled many tifos over there, and we have our numbers. All of a sudden, our numbers increased to 100 and 150 odd boys and girls, and there were continuous chants and all. And we had a, not only with East Bengal, we had a fierce rivalry back then with Bengaluru FC, which was still a part of I-League back then. So they have their own group. They are not a conventional ultras group. They are more like a fan club, which is doing ultras type of things. That is West Block Blues. West Block Blues. So we actually shared a fierce rivalry with them back then. We are also looking forward to meet them once again in ISL as we are here right now. So we also missed that. So in 2016, we had a dream run. And since then, I was talking about, actually I got carried away. What I was talking about?
Your first match as an
yeah. So how I felt, because as I already told you, due to my job, I live in Shiliguri. So in 2016, I came to Kolkata on 2 years deputation, and I actually got to be, part of the movement in all the home matches. We also traveled to a few away matches that season. Yeah. So in from 2016, my first match was in, as far as I remember, it was in Barashat Stadium. It was Vidyasagar Stadium in Barashat. It's a small town near Kolkata, and our team played over there and we won. And in that match, we actually unfurled a tifo along with a few 2-6 flags, and we also burned smoke bombs over there. In the following matches in that same stadium, we also organized a mosaic of small hand flags. So my first match was as a part of this movement was in Barashat Stadium back in 2016. And my God, it was something else, because I didn't get to be a part of it when it began. I was there in the first match in the derby when that 800 square feet was unfolded. But since the inception of Mariners Base Camp, the name came into existence, I wasn't part of that because I was away from home. So when I came back, I saw that this is going to be massive. I had a feel in my heart that once the crowd, picks up what we are thinking, once they start, developing the same kind of passion and they already had that passion. We all share the same passion, but the way of expressing that passion, when that, come into a synchronization, we knew that it's going to be massive. I had a feeling after that match. So once we came into the Ravindra Sarovar Stadium and I-League matches started, my God, the things became exceptional. I can still show you, if you guys visit our YouTube channel, you'll see old videos from 2016. You'll see number of boys and girls there.
The call came in. Yeah. So number of boys and girls, they actually following a certain supporter who is actually called Capo, who is actually leading those chants and songs that we are singing in the stands.
Capo,
So
it's a nickname for a guy. Nickname for a guy or nickname in the ultras group?
Guy, it can be the nickname for a guy or a girl. Capo
Okay,
is someone who is actually leading the movement in the stands.
Okay, so it's a term.
Especially, yeah, it's a term. Especially the
Okay.
chants, the slogans. It has to be, it has to be led by somebody. Then the rest of the crowd follows. Yeah.
So Prasenjit sir, have you ever noticed that because of your chanting, because of your shouting, the team's performance has improved, and you have really affected your team's performance, or I might say you have worsened the opponent's performance? Has it ever happened? The opponents got nervous because of you guys, or the home team became very excited and outperformed themselves, if I may say.
I'd like to share that. Definitely. Because as I already told you, when it started, our own people used to tell us, are you guys from rival camp? Our team is losing. And you guys are still singing and chanting. What is this? So what happened during such a match when our own people, they are actually kind of, taken back, disgusted. These guys are, our team is losing, our morale is down, and they're still beating the drums, singing and chanting. Our team actually scored.
Damn, nice.
And what one of our players did, he came to the stands, came to the fencing, and he actually tried to ask us to cheer up. And the entire stand, since then, it has been completely different. I still remember one incident from the last season. In the last match, we were supposed to win. If we don't win, we don't get to be the champion of I-League. In such a situation, when our team is constantly, our team is attacking, but we are not, converting those into goals. So in that situation, our morale was bit down. And even the ultras, this at some point of time actually lost our rhythm for a few minutes. What happened? I still remember those faces because I know them very well. And singing, our team is losing. That same one of those same faces, he actually came to us and said, why you guys have stopped? We need to score goals. Keep on chanting, keep on beating those drums. So things have changed like that. And talking about our impact on our rivals, let me give you one example from that very famous match, which was in Ravindra Sarovar Stadium against Bengaluru FC. It was our home match, and they came. Our chant in that particular match, our chanting and a particular tifo that we unfurled at the beginning of that match. In that particular tifo, you'll find a picture of that in our Instagram. If you go to 2016 section, that tifo actually was in that tifo was a pair of eyes which actually was burning, with anger, passion. And under it was written, Big Daddy is watching you. And when their players actually walked out of the tunnel, they actually looked at that tifo. And and during the match, throughout the 90 minutes, we kept on singing, we kept on beating drums, we kept on sledging the players by their name. And it actually affected their morale. And our team won by big margin, by 4 goals. So, that's how Bengaluru FC was a big. That means at that point of time, Bengaluru FC was a new superpower coming into Indian football. So,
Sunil Chetty was there at that time. I wanted to know that. Oh, damn.
Yes, he was there. He was there. But yes, we have immense respect for captain.
Of course,
because we are also a part of. We are also part of Blue Pilgrims because when it comes to supporting our national team, we are part of Blue Pilgrims. But when he's playing against our club, he's our enemy. He's our rival.
Of course.
We will not stop at sledging him.
Of course.
And we did that. We did that very successfully in that match, and the result actually showed what we did. And that match is still over there. And I was actually during that match, I was actually raising some of those chants along with one other member of our movement. So I still, sometime look at those old videos and laugh what I was doing to sledge the opponent players. It was actually audible in the TV camera. And many relatives of mine, they have actually called to my parents, called my parents and asked them that it was my voice. They actually recognized and what I was doing over there. So, but I have no regrets because that was the part. That was the part of the idea. What we wanted to do, because we wanted to give something back to them. What actually they started it, because when we went to play against Bengaluru FC in their home game, West Block Blues, they actually did something similar to that. But we actually, when they came to our home, we doubled or maybe tripled it, the amount of sledging, and that actually worked for us. That how much our movement is effective.
That is
Like,
unbelievable.
I won't lie, when you said the first incident that one player scored the goal and came in front of you guys, I got literally goosebumps. Like, we never experienced
Because
that kind of scenes.
those players, when they're playing, those players, when they score goal, they often come. But during that match, we were down by a goal, and our team wasn't playing well. And those guys, those 11 boys, they could actually hear us because we were continuously chanting, not only for Mohun Bagan, but also we were chanting, taking their names, asking our main players to show some grit, to go for the goal, to go for the glory. And they actually did. And they heard that the entire stadium is silent. Only this set of boys and girls behind the goal post, they are actually continuously they're chanting for us. So after scoring the goal, they came to us, and the entire stand actually understood that this set of boys and girls, they're effective. What they're doing right now, it is effective. It is actually helping the team. So since then, it has been a cakewalk.
That's a fascinating story. So I'd like to ask another follow-up question on that. Is there any incidents where, well, I support a team and someday I do not agree with the team 11. Someday I do not like the performance. I do not like the dedication of some player. He is not playing up to his potential or not giving his 100% on the field. As a fan, sometimes what happens, as you said, we abuse them. Did it ever happen that you guys protested in something like that, or at such incidents, did you guys protest?
Yeah, many times. Many times, that was the thing, what we did actually. Whenever people around us in the beginning part, they used to abuse our own players, we used to raise our voice more, the way of support, the voice of support. So they actually understood that they are actually abusing, but these guys are not. And these guys are actually trying to subdue their voice and make, in order to make the players hear what they are saying, what they are chanting. We didn't want our own players to hear that they are getting abused. We wanted that when they're playing, they can actually hear what's going on in the stands. So if they get some positive, vibes from the crowd, they may perform, it may boost up their morale. They may perform better. So definitely in our movement, obviously, some of, maybe I'm talking about myself, I may not agree with the lineup. I may have some other player in that particular position. Maybe the coach has thought differently. But when I'm in the stands, that same player, that same set of boys, 11 boys, they are wearing these two colors. They are actually bearing this particular crest over here. So they are Mohun Bagan. For us, they are Mohun Bagan. So we will be supporting them throughout the 90 minutes. After that, post-match, we can go back to our home. We can analyze. We may have our choices. We may have, have our favors to certain player and may not. But in the stands, when they are playing, wearing our jersey, our colors, they will get our support, no matter what.
That's what ultras do at the end of the day.
Yes.
So nice.
Prasenjit, I wanted to ask that when two sets of ultras from opposite teams they meet in the stadium, surely tensions flare up. So, is there any history of violence within the ultras? And if so, what is the support from the local administration or the police?
Uh, First of all, let me tell about incidents of violence. Whenever we came into our club was established back in 1889, and East Bengal, our main rival, crosstown rival, they were established back in 1920, and since then the rivalry has been fierce. Long before the ultras movement came into existence, whenever these two giants met each other, there were fights. There are hundreds of numbers of incidents where there were mob fights, brawls. Even one certain match, during one certain match, it was played in Eden Gardens. Many supporters from both of the team, majorly, mostly from Mohun Bagan, they were injured, and 16 of them died. And so after this certain culture came into existence, the ultras culture, we actually faced off, and most of that happened not on the senior team derby, but during junior team derbies, because our team also, our club also has under 17, under 19 teams. So during those junior derbies, there were not many, there are not many numbers of, the numbers of cops who actually gets posted during the senior derby. The number of cops is not the same during those junior derbies. So, but the number of spectators and the violent supporters or hooligans, whatever you call them, the radicals, their number is the same. So during the few of those junior derbies, we had a face-off with our rivals, our rival ultra group, and sometimes things got ugly. People got injured badly, and from both sides. During those face-offs or brawls, if you ask me about the role of the administration or law and order, definitely. We in Kolkata Maidan, they still maintain a mounted division of Kolkata police. We call them Ghoda police over here. Okay, they ride on horses. So people fear them a lot. Whenever those fights actually broke out and brawls actually took place, they control the situation. But most of the time, they obviously there will be casualties before they are able to stop them. And talking about the help of law and order, of course, let me tell you, we don't get any help. Because most as it is in all the rest of the as it is all over the world, where most of the ultras group, they are actually they actually have complaints, same kind of complaints about their section of law and order and police, that they are heckled and often harassed by the police in the name of law and order. The same thing goes in Kolkata, especially when we play in Salt Lake Stadium. In the Salt Lake Stadium, we call it the Yuva Bharati Kirangan, and there the certain commissioner actually maintains the law and order over there. They are not, they have not been that helpful as far as the supporters, normals, even I'm not talking about the ultras only. I'm talking about the normal spectators who are coming to watch the game. They have not been very helpful towards them. Because even in the last year, I'm not going to share our experience. Our experiences have been super bad. But I'm talking about one example I'd like to draw. One of our main players and also our captain, Pritam Kotal, you must know the name. So Pritam Kotal's father, he obviously he had a VIP pass. So his father and brother, they were entering the Salt Lake Stadium. And they were it was rainy season. They were carrying an umbrella, and the people actually harassed them, heckled them, manhandled them, just because they wanted to take that umbrella inside the stadium. What's their excuse is that same umbrella carried by the father of a player who would be sitting in the VIP stand,
will be
can be used as a missile to throw an object which can be thrown into the stadium in order to injure somebody. It's not the case. He's an old man, and if a player's family can be manhandled, can get heckled, who is carrying a pass, VIP pass, what happens to the normal spectators? You can make.
Exactly.
Like yeah, Thor.
Prasenjit, being a Mohun Bagan ultra yourself, are there any other ultras which you guys, I should not say admire, but you think that they do a good job and you can learn something from them? Not
in Indian circuit? In Indian circuit?
In India circuit.
Indian, elsewhere, anywhere. Who you think?
No, in Indian circuit, all are our rivals. In Indian circuit, all are our rivals.
That's
so definitely they are doing. Yeah, and definitely they are doing good job in their for their club promoting this culture. But I'm not going to praise them because yeah, they often tend to take it in some other way. They often I have actually praised them in past for their thing, what they are doing for their club. I try to say that we are doing the same thing. You guys are doing for your club, we guys are doing for ours. But what they actually try to make it, to shape it out like that, we kind of follow them, we kind of admire them, which we do not. We have our own principles. Our rivals, our crosstown rivals, they have their own ultras group, ultras movement, and they actually kind of, believe more in hooliganism, more in radicalism, rather than promoting the passion, and rather than promoting the new culture and trying to modify the way of supporting. What we are trying to do, we are trying to draw the good things from the ultra section. We actually try to avoid brawls. We try to avoid mob fights. But yeah, if we get attacked, we reply. We give befitting reply. But there, just like our country does with the rest neighboring countries, we have we have a certain principle. We don't attack first, but if they attack us, they will get befitting reply. So what we try to do in our stance, we don't try to promote the hooliganism. We don't try to promote the radicalism in a way which can be which can be not only which can be harmful for the boys and girls who are a part of this movement. It can also be harmful for the rivals also. We don't brainwash our boys and girls.
Yes, exactly.
In that way. So, of course, outside the country, everyone has his personal choice. If you ask me, personally, I can say I'm a big admirer of the Green Boys Ultras of Raja Casablanca, and I follow them a lot. Also, I follow the Borussia Dortmund Ultras. And Napoli Ultras I also follow.
So the main purpose of this interview was also to let people know about the ultras, because what I found out when I searched ultras in Google, the second or third link says ultras means hooligans. So this is ultras culture is very new to India, as you said earlier. So through this interview, we also wanted to know about the ultras and also wanted to let people know about the ultras, because if they search in Google, they will get a very different meaning than what you said here. So that was also a part of our aim.
Yeah. So ultras, hooligans, casuals, all are different. All are same. All are supporters, but they have
but in
some
a different way. Yeah.
Yeah. They have differences.
So another question, Mohun Bagan merged with Atletico de Kolkata this year. So yeah. I know it's a very different feeling for you guys, and there has been many social media banters and controversies going on. I've been following them a lot. And what it's like to be merged with another club. You guys are successful on your own league, the most successful club in Indian top division. And in ISL, Atletico de Kolkata is the most successful team without a shred of doubt. and what it's like to
It is
merge.
not.
What,
It is not. It is not Atletico de Kolkata since last 3 seasons, because you guys must know that it was Atletico de Kolkata in the beginning, because
okay.
Atletico de Madrid was a part of that. Then they actually broke the tie-up, and since then it has only reduced to 80K. If you
80K.
even ask the owners, if you would
They
have
will say
asked the
it's
owners
80K.
of 80K, they would have they wouldn't have been able to tell you the abbreviation.
Okay.
What
So
80K
Kolkata
means
is it
actually.
not?
I'll say
Amount over
as
Kolkata?
I'll say as 80K. So what it's like to merge with another club and a whole other lot of like supporter. What it's like, because, and what's your opinion on this controversy going on regarding the renaming of the club from Mohun Bagan to 80K Mohun Bagan? So
See,
what's your
let
opinion
me
on
tell you
this?
about first. Yeah. I'll come to that. First, let me tell you about the renaming section. Okay. It has always occurred to me. I still haven't found answers for that, but since my childhood, I have been following football. Only in Indian football, I have seen that you have to place the name of the sponsor or the investor, or his brand name in front of your club. See, Manchester United has never been Glazers Manchester United.
Yeah.
Barcelona has never been Rakuten Barcelona. It has always been Football Club Barcelona. But in our country, Mohun Bagan has been McDowell Mohun Bagan.
Yeah.
East Bengal has been Kingfisher East Bengal. They have since then become Quest East Bengal. Now is SC East Bengal, that means Sri Cement East Bengal. Yeah, because Sri Cement is sponsoring them. So it is Sri Cement East Bengal. Why these two legacy clubs and the other clubs who actually played in few other clubs who played in ISL, they had to bear the name of their investors. This should, there should be a principle that this club is going to play by the name that they have only. They are not allowed to carry the name, or the investors or the sponsors are not permitted to impose their name, brand name in front of them. There should be a regulation which should be made by AIFF. I don't know if there is, but it is not exercised, of course. But talking about our merger.
Merger of
definitely.
two fan
If
clubs.
you ask, if you take my opinion, personally, I would say definitely it cannot be the case that a successful club like Mohun Bagan cannot get an individual sponsor or investor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It has become champions.
Yes.
If you see the last 5-6 seasons, we have won the I-League twice, the Fed Cup once, the Kolkata League once. So in the last 6 years, we have 4 trophies, and 3 of them are major national trophies. But we also won a few other, knockout tournaments also, like Sikkim Governors Gold Cup and all, Airline Gold Cup. But the thing is that this merger, when actually it happened, most of our fan base, including me, wasn't happy. Because we couldn't take 80K as an investor, because we knew it was a club. It had an entity, football entity. It had a team. But that was the kind of idea which we had back in January when this merger took place, January, February. But since then, we have come a long way. And in these 7-8 months, the new management that has been formed, they actually made us understood the thing that they are willing to carry on the legacy, the 131 years legacy of Mohun Bagan. And they actually established the fact in various ways, in social media posts, in their interviews. They actually established that it is the continuation of Mohun Bagan. And when 80K actually wrote that letter to Indian Football Association, in IFA, we call it, and asked them to cancel their registration and cancel their license because they are dissolving. They are dissolving to merge with Mohun Bagan Athletic Club to form a new football team. See, Mohun Bagan Athletic Club, I already told you, it is a multi-sport club. It's a multi-sport club. We play different sports: football, cricket, hockey, tennis, and athletics. So our football entity was named Mohun Bagan Football Club India Private Limited. It was a company which was run as a part of the athletic club. That company got merged with another company which is named as Kolkata Games and Sports Private Limited. Their brand name is ATK.
Okay.
They play by the name. They used to play by the name ATK. Their brand name was ATK. KGSPL is the name of that company, and they got merged with us. They dissolved. They merged with us and formed a new team as ATK Mohun Bagan Football Club. So we are doing the same thing. We were athletic club, and we are still our athletic club, Mohun Bagan Athletic Club. Our football division has always had a separate entity. We had a separate company, and the same thing actually continued. And the way it is going right now, if you guys see the social media posts, the bites from the management who are running the club right now, you will get to know that it is the continuation of Mohun Bagan, nothing else. ATK is nowhere. Can you see the red and white colors? No. Can you see that their insignia, that shield with that thunderbolt, with that unicorn standing over it? Can you see?
Nothing.
Can you find it anywhere? No. Can you see that particular popular hashtag used that was used by them, Amar Buke ATK, anywhere right now?
No.
They all are actually gone. So whose continuation it is? Our social media, our football entity page, it writes Joy Mohun Bagan, addresses us as Mariners.
Yes.
Our players are wearing green and maroon. The crest on the t-shirt is this sailing boat in green and maroon. So whose continuation is it? It is Mohun Bagan's continuation. So right now we don't have any doubt. We don't have any doubt that it is the continuation of Mohun Bagan. The merger is only on the paper. In the long run, at some point of time, this brand name ATK will be dropped. And I can bring reference of Joe Morrison, the famous sports analyst, football analyst, Joe Morrison. So Joe Morrison, even in one of his talk shows, he mentioned that he firmly believes the fact that brand name ATK, it's going to be dropped at some point, because the brand, for last 6 seasons, as far as we know, they invested the Kolkata Games and Sports Private Limited. The majority stakeholder is Mr. Sanjeev Goenka. He's the owner of the club. He invested a lot in his brand, but it didn't actually give him that return, the return he expected. So he was actually bleeding money in his brand. What he needed an established supporter base. And he only knew that investing in Mohun Bagan can be the only way to save his company. So what he is doing right now, he showed the Indian football fraternity that we have merged these two clubs, because in order to play ISL, we have to, use the slot or the license that has been bought in the name of ATK.
Yeah.
Right now, it can't be dropped. If we drop it right now, we have to pay. We have to pay the 15 crore rupees of franchisee fee right now. Why should we pay it? And why should even Mr. Goenka pay it? So, in order to bypass that, he still keeps that brand name of his ATK. He sticks it along, but I guess in the coming season, or maybe in a season
or two, eventually it will be dropped. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope it will clear the doubts, the overall doubts. It actually cleared a lots of doubt on about the name changing to us also, and hope it will also clear the doubts for the viewers. So we will conclude the interview, but with one last question. Uh, how's the hype? Like, what's the hype and what's the expectation of you guys? Because everyone in Northeast, we all support Northeast United FC. We are diehard fans of Northeast
I
United
know.
FC, but we are eager to see what's the Kolkata derby looks like, because we know it's a big derby, but we want to see the hype of the derby.
It's not a big derby. It's Asia's biggest derby.
Asia's biggest derby.
It's
I have
Asia's
also
big.
written an article on it naming the biggest rivalry in Asian football.
In nowhere in Asia you'll find 1,37,000
1,37,000, yeah, highest attendance
7,000
recorded.
people attended. Yes,
Yeah.
highest attendance ever recorded.
Yeah.
In nowhere in Asia you'll find.
Yeah, so we are actually really excited to see the derby, and I hope this derby culture, that rivalry we need that rivalry in Indian football. We want Northeast United FC to rival with somebody, like of course with your team also, if they want to like compete against. It would be a fierce
No,
competition.
but one thing we all need to understand. Yeah, one thing the both sides need to understand that East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, these two clubs, they need each other.
Yes, of course.
Without them, Indian football is nothing. Without them, Indian football is nothing. That is the thing, Mr. I guess even the FSDL, Nita Ambani understood the fact. That's why she was adamant to bring when Mohun Bagan entered. She was adamant to bring East Bengal.
East Bengal.
And we know not only our chief minister helped East Bengal club a lot in order to get their investor or sponsor, whatever you call it. Also, FSDL helped them. But the thing is that we need to understand the fact, in order to, for the betterment of Indian football, these two clubs has to be the highest point of Indian football.
Yes.
Exactly. What I think personally, if the AIFF had an idea that they are going to promote Indian Super League as the elite football league of Indian football, then
these
they actually should have started. Yeah, they actually should have started the first season with Mohun Bagan and East Bengal.
Both of them, because these two clubs are the representative of the whole Indian region.
If you, with all due respect to all the clubs who are playing in the ISL, if you combine all their fan base together, and if you combine the fan base of Mohun Bagan East Bengal together, you'll find the majority is with these two giants, with these two Kolkata giants.
I would like to give an example of how popular these two clubs are. I would like to give a simple example. When I was a child, I read Assamese newspapers, and what happens in the last page, there is always a sports section.
Yes.
You won't see the name of your home club or your club in your neighborhood, but you will see the name of these two clubs, Mohun Bagan and East Bengal. We did not know there is anything called Kolkata Derby. We did not know the structure of Indian football, but we knew these two names, Mohun Bagan and East Bengal.
Yes.
And that's the popularity of these two clubs. Because ISL
because many legends from Northeast India, they actually flourished, their careers flourished in these two clubs.
Yes.
Take example, even Sunil Chetri started with Mohun Bagan.
Yes.
The first big team he played for was Mohun Bagan. Example, Baichung Bhutia played for both these two clubs.
Yes.
First East Bengal, then Mohun Bagan.
He first played for East Bengal, right? Baichung Bhutia.
He first played for East Bengal. Major part of his career he spent in East Bengal. Then he came to Mohun Bagan. But I'm just giving you an example. Not only Northeast. If you go to we Mariners Base Camp, we have a wing in Kerala, and none of the members in our Kerala wing are Bengali. All of them are the local Keralite people. They don't speak Bengali. They don't understand our language, but they support Mohun Bagan, and we are running a wing successfully over there, and they are becoming very popular every day. So we call them Mariners Kerala and MBC wing. They are the part of our movement. when we will travel to next year of hopefully next year
Yes, hopefully.
crowd will be permitted to enter the stadium, and we will be traveling to Kerala for sure, because we are looking forward to the new rivalry with the Blasters, the
Oh, yeah.
Manjapara.
Yeah, it's
So,
very heated up. The
so-
Kerala
It's very,
versus
very
Mohun
heated.
Bagan, it's heating up. It's really
So when we
heating up.
travel there, it will not at all be a away game, because we have a ready supporter base of at least 200 to 250 boys and girls over there, and all of them are locals, Keralite people, and they are supporting Mohun Bagan. They're chanting our name. They are saying "Joy Mohun Bagan." They are using the term Mariners in each and every of their posts. They are wearing the same green and maroon jersey and posting pictures on social media. That's the craze of Mohun Bagan. If you go to rest of the country, you'll find we have huge fan base in Mumbai, in Pune, in Delhi, in Hyderabad, in Bengaluru. We have fan base all over India. Even in Tripura, we have a huge fan base over there because of the Bengali population over
Bengali population. Yes.
Yes.
So thank you. It was a really wonderful interview, and all the best. And I hope Indian Football Association.
there. And I missed something.
Yes, sure,
Talking
sure.
about that craze for tomorrow. As
Oh, yes.
you already understood.
For the viewers, this is 26 November, and tomorrow is the first
Yeah.
Bolo match of ISL. It's for viewers'
Yes.
discretion.
So I rescheduled it twice.
It's
Rulan.
okay. It's okay.
For that, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I already told you what I was dealing with, because we are organizing screenings all over the city of Kolkata, and also in the suburbs, and also in different parts of, also in Shiliguri, in Kuch Bihar, the border of Assam, in Kuch Bihar, we are organizing a screening over there. So in all over the state, we are organizing screenings. Also our rivals, they are also organizing screenings in many places. So that is the hype. We are not being able to go to the stadium. That has never happened in our lifetime.
No, never.
In my lifetime,
Never.
there has never been a Kolkata derby which is closed door, without any crowd, without a single number of spectators in the stands. So this is the first time. But we Bengali, it is often said, when we are born, you are either born as Mohun Bagan or you are born as East Bengal.
East Bengal. Yeah, I
So
heard that.
tomorrow at midnight, when the clock strikes 12, the entire Bengal will be divided into two parts. One will be green and maroon, while one will be red and yellow. So one will be Mohun Bagan, one will be East Bengal. And tomorrow it's gonna be excellent, because you will get lots of videos from different medias. You'll see
Yes.
on live from our Mariners Base Camp Facebook page and rest of the social media handles. We'll also come live from there also. We are organizing huge screenings in different. I can tell you at least 14 to 15 places in Kolkata we are organizing screening.
Damn,
And in
that's
the
nice.
suburbs
Big
and the rest of the districts of the state, we also organize screenings over there. So the craze is huge, the hype is huge. I have already been to one interview where we had a huge banter, and of course it ended in a friendly way. We wished each other, and maybe tomorrow you can't ever if you ask me right now what is going to be the result, I never predict a derby. Of course I want my team to win, but you cannot predict derby, because Kolkata derby, it actually, if you try to predict it, it will prove you wrong. Because in this match, we call it, in Bengali, we call it the Boro match, big match.
Yeah.
Boro match, we call it. So it is different. Your team may seem like you are an underdog, or your team may seem like that you are doing great, you are going to win. It will be a one-sided story. No, it won't be. Because there have been hundreds of instances, hundreds of cases where a team which was considered to be underdog actually dominated the derby. So tomorrow you cannot just predict it. You just have to sit back, wait, cheer for your team. That's what we're going to do. To entire Kolkata, if you go to the streets right now, you'll find all the streets over there. Either you will find that these green and maroon flags over there, or you'll find the red and yellow flags over there. tomorrow Kolkata will be sitting back at 7:30. We all our eyes will be fixed onto the TV screen or the giant screens, and we'll be cheering for our teams.
I hope Indian Football Association brings the fans as soon as possible to the stadium. We can't wait to watch a derby, and we can't wait to watch an ultra group, and we can't wait to have you guys on our very own Sorosajai Stadium in no time. Thank you, Prasenjit Sarkar. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I hope you had a good time with us.
Thank you, Anuran. Thank you, Nishan. Thank you, Aviraj, for having me. Again, I'm sorry I rescheduled this interview twice.
It's totally fine. It's totally worth it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It has been a great pleasure to chat with you. I have been to Guwahati in the last Fed Cup we won, and since then I have been looking forward to go back to the Northeast. I love
hope
Northeast.
You come and we'll meet. I hope you come and we'll able to meet.
Of course. We'll be in touch. And when I visit next year, if possible, if government allows, in the second leg, maybe they allow spectators in the stadium.
Let's.
We will definitely travel. We'll definitely travel.
So thank you, Prasenjit. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank
stop
you.
the
Thank
recording.
you. Good night. Enjoy Mohun Bagan.
So